Water directly over the tea bag in a preheated pot or cup. Brew 3 to 5 minutes or to desired taste. 1 tea bag makes 8 ounces of hot tea. For iced tea, brew double strength. I do like to drink this one iced. So I use 2 tea bags for each serving. And it's really strong, but it's really great if you accidentally eat too much, or if your stomach's upset, or you just aren't feeling maybe the best with your digestive system. This is wonderful. Peppermint is very helpful with digestion issues and inflammation and everything, so it's really good for calming the stomach naturally instead of having to drink Pepto-Bismol. Could enjoy a nice cup of delicious tea, and I guarantee it'll help. On to something a little stranger. This is Bigelow, and this is pumpkin spice. I know pumpkin spice lattes and espressos become very popular around fall and winter at Starbucks, but I had never heard of, and I don't really drink those, but I'd never really thought of having it as tea, and so I tried it, and it's a black tea, so it has caffeine. It's hearty spiced tea, so it also has a little bit of spice, a little kick to it. It's very good. However, I usually drink my tea black, or as is. I don't put sweetener in it. With this, I would recommend some kind of sweetener, agave or honey or sugar, whatever you prefer, because I don't think that it can be drunk on its own. It's delicious. It just is a little too unique without a little help. So I do recommend it, but I think you should have it almost like with a dessert if you're going to serve this as at a dinner party or something. So this is the 2 steps to a great cup for this one are: be sure to start with fresh cold water and bring to a rolling boil. Pour over tea bag, steep for 2 minutes or whatever time you like, and the general rule of thumb is the longer you leave it, the stronger it'll be. Remove bag for iced tea by the glass, steep a little longer, and pour over ice. So this actually doesn't even say that you need to increase the amount for iced tea. It just says make it stronger by leaving it in longer, which is another decent idea. It has here, black tea has 30 to 60 milligrams of caffeine, which then next, green tea has 25 to 50, decaf tea has 1 to 8, herbal tea has 0, coffee has 100 to 120. So about double what black tea, the strongest caffeinated tea, is. But if you're drinking this, I assume you're not really looking for a strong kick. This is more for a natural pick-me-up. And they have theirs in a foil case, and it says, "We hope our tea delights you." And the ingredients are black tea, natural pumpkin flavors with other natural flavors like soy lecithin, cinnamon, licorice root, clove, ginger, and pumpkin flakes. So this one's really fun, especially around fall and everything, but it's not a daily, I wouldn't say, but it was a little adventurous for me, and I do like it still on a cold night. Just, I recommend, try for yourself without any kind of sweetener, but I do recommend a sweetener, this one. Next I have loose leaf teas. These are from Teavana. And this one is Darjeeling de Triomphe. It's a black tea. And it says to use 1 to 1.5 teaspoons. boil the water to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the hard part. If you have a cooking thermometer, you can try to kind of gauge the temperature of the water. And then it says to steep for 3 to 4 minutes. And they give you these nice little labels, so it's on here. And then on the back, it has this graph. I don't know if you can see it. But every one of these tins comes with it, and it gives you an idea about the tea type, and then the temperature, and then if you want it hot or if you want it iced, and then the infusion time. And then it also has little tips that say if stronger flavor is desired, add more tea, not time. So Teavana doesn't agree with Bigelow. It agrees with, I believe it was Stash, to add more instead of let it go for longer. Highlighted teas will taste bitter if infused longer than the suggested time. When making iced tea, follow iced tea measurement, time and temperature, then dilute over ice. So basically the rule is always with iced, they doubled whatever the recommended hot dosage was, because you're diluting it with water and with ice and everything, so it's kind of a common sense. This is a really, really beautiful tea. It's a really basic everyday though. I don't know if you can see, I've got some pieces here. It looks just like black pieces of dirt, but they're dried green leaves. And the lady who I traded this with, she said that this Darjeeling de Triomphe is one of their, the leaves come from one of their prime picking areas. And Teavana actually has contracts all over the world in the best tea farms and areas, and if they go inspect the product when it's ripe, and then they can choose if they would like to use that for their tea or if they want to go somewhere else. And then only after they've said that they don't want to use it, other manufacturers can use it. So Teavana doesn't play around when it comes to tea. So this Darjeeling de Triomphe is black tea. It's got a good amount of kick. I'd say it's a little almost thick, and it can be similar to coffee. It's the most similar to coffee out of tea that I've encountered. So if you're looking for something that can replace coffee, if you're trying to get rid of it, I would say give this a try. I got this when it was on sale. It does go frequently on sale, so don't really wait, because it's expensive and it's a great, great tea, but I believe you already pay enough for this without kind of the full price. So that's another kind of unique one. This is called Peach Tranquility, and it's one of my favorite teas in the entire world. And it's an herbal tea, so because of that we know no caffeine. And it says 1.5 to 2 teaspoons at 208 degrees Fahrenheit for the water, 5 to 6 minutes. So this one asks you to use a little more, heat a little higher, and steep a little longer than the Darjeeling. But it's so flavorful. This Peach Tranquility will literally put you to sleep. It is absolutely delicious. You don't need any sweetener with it, no sugar. You can mix this. This is a great flavor too, because it's pretty much like peach. There are other ingredients in it, but sorry, we have tea cats. But I've put it with jasmine, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and you can add it to the Darjeeling to make the Darjeeling more flavorful. It's a really good add too, and it's also really delicious on its own. And the pieces at the bottom, there's pieces of peach, there's pieces of leaves, there's other pieces of fruit. It's really, really, really delicious, and it smells really good. It smells like a perfume, actually. And the last one I'm going to show you for right now is the Black Dragon Pearl, which I love. My favorite tea, really, if I really think about it, is mixing the Peach Tranquility and the Black Dragon Pearl. However, that makes it no longer decaffeinated, because the Black Dragon Pearl is a black tea. And it says 1 to 1.5 teaspoons, 195 to 205 Fahrenheit for the degrees of the water, 2 to 3 minutes. So it's kind of hard, actually. You have to brew both separately, and then because they have such different amounts, times to steep and everything, but it's really, really worth it. It's really delicious. Dragon Pearl is really hard to describe. They are hand rolled. Another one here. This is a hand rolled Dragon Pearl, and it's leaves that are literally rolled into this little ball that's very dense, and then when you put it in the hot water, it opens almost like a flower, and there's no longer, you have all these little balls to start with, and then they're literally just open leaves everywhere, and it's really actually pretty to watch steep. But this is another one that's good for in the morning. It's black. I feel like the Darjeeling kind of will wake you up a little bit better, but this is probably better for taste. Tastes a little better than the Darjeeling. Darjeeling is a very strong taste, and I like that. But if you aren't like an earthy tea person, then I wouldn't recommend it. But we do have other options, as I've shown you: the Dragon Pearl, the Pumpkin Spice, and the Peach Tranquility. Some of the kind of off the beaten road options, as well as a lot of just regular green teas and apple spice. And I know we have also an Awake English breakfast tea, and that's really good for, like, again, in the morning. It's a little less earthy than the Darjeeling, but I also still think the Darjeeling beats everybody with kind of waking you up. Maybe it has something to do with the flavor, I don't know, but if there's anything that you like that you've seen, please let me know. Feel free to also browse around, because there are things that I didn't bring over here, obviously. And if you want to try any, let me know, because I understand how you want to try something before you invest. And tea is a perfect little tiny pack in order. They're like samples each, so it makes sense to let people try what they're gonna perhaps put their money into. So let me know if I can help you with any of those things, or looking further, or any other descriptions about any of the teas around here. I would love to help. Thank you for coming in.